First and foremost, we're going to talk about descriptions today. When you go through the process of creating your website, most people spend, if you're good at, you have website knowledge or you have experience, most people kind of, spend a week or 2 weeks kind of making their store look great and making the website look great. And that's phenomenal. That's totally fine because you want that professional look. But in my opinion, people want to sit there and they want to play with the themes and they want to play with the coloring and they want to play with the bold text and this and that and make their website look cool. But what they don't think about is the little things. And often, in my experience, the little things matter a lot more. So you can have a simplistic store that does a lot better sometimes, and quite often actually, than some store that looks, completely phenomenal and high tech, but doesn't have the little things like the descriptions and the pictures. And that's what I want to talk about today. The first one is descriptions. So just for an example, let's say you're dropshipping these, we'll just pick something randomly here, these pants. Most people, if you're dropshipping on Shopify, so what most people do when they dropship from Shopify is they'll simply copy these pictures, which are from the manufacturer, and put them on the website. They'll also go down and they'll copy this, like the item specs, and put that in the description. What that says to somebody that's surfing your website, if they've gotten to your product page and they've clicked on this and they look at the pictures and your pictures, aren't that great. Granted, a lot of times there's not much you can do, to combat that. The main problem is the description, because this is something that you can change across the board. You never, ever, ever just want to paste the item specs in there. Basically what that tells the person that's surfing your website is, A, I don't care about my product. B, I'm not sold on my own product enough to even take the time to write the description in there. I simply want to paste my item specs in there from the manufacturer. And if I'm not sold on my own product, why should you be sold on it? And they're just going to leave. It's really, really simple. Do not do this. This is the first mistake. Do not just paste your item specs from the manufacturer in there. Take some time, go through it. It doesn't have to be long. I'm not talking about an hour. I'm not talking about 10 minutes even. Take about a minute or two. Form a nice, well thought out description that kind of sells the person on the product. But just take a little bit of time. That's just what I want to touch on. Take a little bit of time, write a description. It matters. Trust me. And, I've looked at people's store, people that I did an email coaching with before. And essentially when I look at their store and they have those item specs and then we change it and you look at the analytics afterwards, it does make a big difference. It might not make, a ridiculous, difference on your bottom line, but it improves your conversion rate and gets you those sales. The next thing I want to touch on that a lot of people don't think about is basically not differentiating your offers. Now, I don't have let's just say here for an example, we'll go to my website and let's just pretend that this is a dropshipping website. This is obviously my website, but let's pretend that all these were dropshipping products. What most people do is, they'll come here and they'll list, a product price, maybe it's $9.95 for this one and plus, $4.95 shipping. But there's not that extra incentive for anybody to do it. So to make the purchase, but there's not that extra incentive for somebody to make the purchase and therefore improve the conversion rate. And on top of that, if you are doing something like Facebook ads or you are doing something like Bing or Google AdWords, then this step that I'm about to tell you will definitely improve clicks and conversion rates to your actual store. So the thing that you want to touch on is to improve your offers and differentiate yourself from other people. You don't want to be simply, saying, the item's price and then adding shipping to it. You want to have a big, thing on your store up top that says, free shipping on all items, across the board or something like that. Or, free shipping on all purchases above $15 or something like that. What I've seen, and obviously a bunch of different people teach this, is specifically basically saying free shipping on this, or just lowering your price significantly. Maybe you essentially do everything under $10, but you're increasing your shipping costs on the back end a little bit more. Just something simple like that will differentiate yourself from other stores and improve your conversion rates. So one, like I touched on before, one that really helps improve conversion rates is just simply offering free shipping. You can raise your price slightly, maybe $4 to $5 or $3 to $4 or whatever your shipping initially actually ends up costing you. But just the fact that you're saying free shipping will improve conversion rates because people think that they're getting a deal. It's really something simple like that. Try it out. It really will help your conversion rates. Obviously, and that helps your sales and your profit on the back end. So it's very simple. It's a little bit hard, obviously, to see here because I'm not on a dropshipping store. And, all my prices are the same because they're all my same courses. But just try to think outside the box, essentially, and, offer some kind of deal. So like I said, a great example of that would be offering free shipping across the board. The customer is none the wiser that they're not actually getting a discount because you raised the price of the product potentially, but they're happy because they feel like they got a deal. It's the same thing when you go into a store. They've done tests where, people walk into retail stores and, say a product is $10, but, say a product's normally $10, and people won't necessarily buy it all the time. But if they raise the original price up to $15 and they discount it at let's say 30 or 33% potentially, and now it's selling at $10, and people see that it's discounted, and I say discounted in quotes like that, they're much more likely to make a purchase because they know that they at least think that they're getting a deal, when in reality, it's still the same price as it originally was. So that's what I want to touch on. That is number 2, differentiate your offers, okay? Now, number 3, and this one's big, is honing down your Facebook audience and the demographics that you're targeting. So essentially what that means is, say you're drop shipping, and I'm going to touch on the Instagram in a second. Say you're drop shipping, watches. I always like to use the example of watches. What you're going to want to do is you're going to start very broad on Facebook by targeting, people that like watches, people that like, top brands of watches, people that are more inclined to, make a watch purchase. There's a bunch of different things without getting into the actual targeting process with you. You're going to start broad and then slowly kind of hone down your audience and spend money to see what's working. And as you kind of target your demographics and, make them more specific, you'll get more and more profitable until eventually you reach the fact that you're just profitable in general. But what nobody tells you about that is that it takes time to do that. So that's the problem that most people face. They don't A, budget for that initially, or B, they simply just don't think outside the box. And that's number 3. You got to think outside the box when you're marketing to these people. You got to think outside the box when you're generating traffic to your dropshipping store, because traffic is the name of the game. And if you're paying for all your traffic, that's where you went wrong. You should not just be paying for your traffic. It's great to kind of be doing that on the side so that you can hone down your audience and essentially be generating endless traffic. Once you get profitable, you can simply pour the gasoline on the fire in the form of money, and that will generate more traffic and essentially more sales, and you're still profitable. But in the meantime, it's important to kind of think outside the box when you're marketing. So one of the ways that I like to do that is by dropping targeted links. It's something I talk about in a lot of my, my videos and a lot of my, lectures on the course. But another great way is simply by paying, let me put it this way. You might drop, $500 to $1,000 to figure out your target demographic on Facebook ads. What if I told you could simply buy Follow Liker, and I have Follow Liker right here, for one-time payment of $9.99 or $99.99, or even, I'll just pull up Follow Liker's website right here. I'm in no way affiliated with them. I just genuinely believe in their product and I use it myself. It's great for for Instagram marketing. And what you do essentially is, I think it's only $59.99. I have the $97.99 one-time payment because I have unlimited feature, unlimited accounts. But you can simply get the one account license if you want, which is $57.99 for a one-time payment, and then you only have to pay $5.99 monthly after that. So, like I said, I'm in no way I can't speak affiliated with Follow Liker, but it's great because you can make that one-time payment initially, which is much less than $500 to $1,000, and what that will do is allow you to set up target following on your Instagram page and generate endless traffic to your Instagram page. So it's something I talk about called target following. But those are the 3 main ones, guys. Those are the 3 main mistakes that I see people making across the board when they're drop shipping. Don't make those mistakes. Learn from other people's mistakes that have already made these, and that will help you cut your learning curve in half and be closer to profitability faster. So let's just recap really fast. The product, you want to improve your product descriptions. Don't just drop the item specs. That's number 1. Number 2 is not differentiating your offers. Make some kind of offer that's going to increase conversion rates. Don't just, offer prices and then shipping. Maybe you want to try free shipping. Maybe you want to drop maybe you want to increase your shipping but drop all your prices below a certain amount, and that's your selling point. There's a bunch of different ways to do it. People teach the same ways, but there's a reason that everybody teaches the same ways, because they work. So free shipping is one that, is talked about a lot. It's talked about a lot because it works. The last one, finally, is thinking outside the box when you're marketing, whether that's Instagram, whether that's shopping links. There's a million different ways that I talk about